I need to know how to fix iPad battery not charging.
Make sure that the charger is actually plugged into the wall.
You can charge it through a USB connection, too.
Know that method takes several times longer, and it may not charge at all if you're playing on it while charging it.
I know that, and I know to make sure it is plugged in all the way to the USB charging port when you use it.
Some people try to charge several things off the same couple of USB charging ports or charge them in series. Do that, and the iPad may not charge because it needs more load than the other devices and thus fills last.
I try to have it in all by itself.
Then there's the fact that the device it is drawing power from needs to have power.
It isn't failing to charge from my Mac because the Mac isn't plugged in. And it can charge from the Mac's battery.
The Mac won't charge the iPad if its own battery is low, and it won't do it at mid-levels of power if you've got it set to conserve power.
Could it be the cable?
The iPad might not be charging because the cable is bad, but unless it is visibly broken around the head or the pins in the connector are damaged, that's not the cause. But you can test that with a different cable or different connected port to charge from.
And unlike my iPhone, I doubt there's lint in the charging port preventing it from charging.
No. But like the iPhone, a case that keeps the plug from plugging in all the way, it won't.
That's not it.
The logic board in the iPhone determines whether or not it charges. If that's damaged, the device usually won't charge.
That'd be an obvious cause if it were dropped and damaged.
You can get the same sort of problem if it were dropped in water, so it shorts out.
I know you have to dry it off quickly in those cases.
But if water got into the charging ports, it can affect the port as well as the logic board.
An inability to charge would be the least of my problems if I accidentally dropped it in the tub.
You could compound the problem by putting it in a bag of rice and having the dust get into the orifices, clogging them so they can't connect properly.
I wonder if the battery is bad.
That's actually rare, though if you let the iPad totally dissipate often, it could be that the battery's memory has reset so that full is essentially empty.
Then I do have to replace the memory, battery.
If you've tried replacing anything else in the iPad recently, you could have damaged the connector or other components so it couldn't charge. Try actually turning the thing off while you charge it so there is no background process consuming all the power as it tries to recharge. Before you freak out over it being hardware related.
Sure, since I don't see the audio jack not letting me connect anything to it, either.
And try holding down power and home for a minute to get the Apple logo to come up and the iPad to reboot. You don't want to think it won't charge when the problem is crashed software that makes you think it doesn't come on.